This is the Epic of Gilgamesh, the standard Babylonian version of Sin Leki Unini, his Sha Nachba Imuru, He Who Saw the Deep. Translated into English by Andrew George. Tablet 6. He washed his matted hair, he cleaned his equipment, he shook his hair down over his back. Casting aside his dirty gear, he clad himself in clean, wrapped cloaks around him tied with a sash. Then did Gilgamesh put on his crown. On the beauty of Gilgamesh, Lady Ishtar looked with longing. Come, Gilgamesh, be you my bridegroom. Grant me your fruits, oh grant me. Be you my husband, and I your wife. Let me harness you a chariot of lapis lazuli and gold. Its wheels shall be gold, and its horns shall be amber. Driving lions in a team, and mules of great size. Enter our house amid the sweet scent of cedar. As you enter our house, doorway and footstool shall kiss your feet. Kings, courtiers, and nobles shall kneel before you. Produce of mountain and lowland, they shall bring you as tribute. Your goats shall bear triplets. Your ewes shall bear twins. Your donkey, when laden, shall outpace any mule. Your horse shall gallop at the chariot in glory. No ox shall match yours at the yoke. Gilgamesh opened his mouth to speak, saying to the Lady Ishtar, "And if indeed I take you in marriage, body and clothing, whence would come my food and my sustenance? Would you feed me bread that is fit for a god, and pour me ale that is fit for a king?" Who there would take you in marriage? You, a frost that congeals no ice, a Louvre door that stays not breeze nor draught, a palace that massacres warriors, an elephant which its hoods, bitumen that stains the hands of its bearer, a water skin that cuts the hands of its bearer, limestone that weakens a wall of ashlar, a battering ram that destroys the walls of the enemy, a shoe that bites the foot of its owner. What bridegroom of yours did endure forever? What brave warrior of yours went up to the heavens? Come, let me tell you the tale of your lovers, of his arm. Dimuzi, the lover of your youth, year upon year to lamenting you doomed him. You loved the speckled Allalu bird, but struck him down and broke his wing. Now he stands in the woods crying, "My wing!" You loved the lion, perfect in strength, but for him you dug 7 pits and 7. You loved the horse, so famed in battle, but you made his destiny whip, spur, and lash. You made his destiny a 7-league gallop. You made his destiny to drink muddy water, and doomed Silili, his mother, to perpetual weeping. You loved the shepherd, the grazier, the herdsman, who gave you piles of loaves baked in embers, and slaughtered kids for you day after day. You struck him and turned him into a wolf. Now his very own shepherd boys chase him away, and his dogs take bites at his haunches. You loved Ishululanu, your father's gardener, who used to bring you dates in a basket, daily making your table gleam. You eyed him up and went to meet him. Oh, my Ishlulanu, let us taste your vigor. Put out your hand and stroke my quim. But Ishlulanu said to you, Me? What do you want of me? Did my mother not bake? Have I not eaten, that now I should eat the bread of slander and insults? Should I let only rushes cover me in winter? When you heard what he'd said, you struck him and turned him into a dwarf. You sat him down in the midst of his labors. He cannot go up. He cannot go down. Must you love me also, and deal with me likewise? The goddess Ishtar heard these words. She went up to heaven in a furious rage. Weeping, she went to Anu, her father. Before Antu, her mother, her tears did flow. Oh, father, again and again does Gilgamesh scorn me, telling a tale of foulest slander, slander about me, and insults too. Anu opened his mouth to speak, saying to the lady Ishtar, Ah, but was it not you who provoked King Gilgamesh? So he told a tale of foulest slander, slander about you, and insults too? Ishtar opened her mouth to speak, saying to her father Anu, Father, give me, please, the bull of heaven, so in his dwelling I may slay Gilgamesh. If you do not give me the bull of heaven, I shall smash the gates of the nether world right down to its dwelling. To the world below I shall grant manumission. I shall bring up the dead to consume the living. I shall make the dead outnumber the living. Anu opened his mouth to speak, saying to the lady Ishtar, If you want from me the bull of heaven, let the widow of Uruk gather 7 years' chaff, and the farmer of Uruk grow 7 years' hay. Ishtar opened her mouth to speak, saying to her father Anu, Already I stored, already I grew. The widow of Uruk has gathered 7 years' chaff. The farmer of Uruk has grown 7 years' hay. With the wrath of the bull I shall have vengeance. Anu heard this speech of Ishtar. The bull of heaven's nose rope he placed in her hands. Down came Ishtar, leading it onward. When it reached the land of Uruk, it dried up the woods, the reed beds and marshes. Down it went to the river, lowered the level by 7 full cubits. As the bull of heaven snorted, a pit opened up. 100 men of Uruk fell down it. The second time it snorted, a pit opened up. 200 men of Uruk fell down it. The third time it snorted, a pit opened up, and Enkidu fell in as far as his waist. Enkidu sprang up and seized the bull by the horns. In his face the bull spat slaver. With the tuft of its tail Enkidu opened his mouth to speak, saying to Gilgamesh his friend,
My friend, we vaunted ourselves in our city. How shall we answer the thronging people? My friend, I have tested the might of the bull. So learning its strength and knowing its purpose, let me test again the might of the bull. I shall get myself behind the bull of heaven. I will seize it by the tuft of the tail. I will set my foot on the back of its leg. In it. Then you, like a butcher, brave and skillful, between the yoke of the horns and the slaughter spot, thrust in your knife.
Enkidu rushed round to the rear of the bull. He seized it by the tuft of the tail. He set his foot on the back of its leg. In it. Then Gilgamesh, like a butcher, brave and skillful, between the yoke of the horns and the slaughter spot, he thrust in his knife. After they had slain the bull of heaven, they bore its heart aloft and set it before Shamash. Stepping back, they fell prostrate in the presence of the sun god. Then both of them together sat down. Ishtar went up on the wall of Uruk the sheepfold. Hopping and stamping, she wailed in woe, Alas, Gilgamesh, who mocked me, has killed the bull of heaven. Enkidu heard these words of Ishtar, and tearing a haunch off the bull, he hurled it towards her.
Had I caught you too, I'd have treated you likewise. I'd have draped your arms in its guts.
Ishtar assembled the courtesans, prostitutes, and harlots over the bull of heaven's haunch. She began rites of mourning. Gilgamesh summoned all the smiths and the craftsmen. The size of the horns the craftsmen admired. 30 minas of lapis lazuli in a solid block, 2 minas each their rims, 6 core of oil, the capacity of both. He gave them to his god Lugalabanda to hold oil for anointment. He took them in to hang in his chamber. They washed their hands in the river Euphrates, took each other by the hand, and in they came. As they drove along the streets of Uruk, the people were gathered to gaze on them. Gilgamesh spoke a word to the serving girls of his palace.
Who is the finest among men? Who is the most glorious of fellows?
Gilgamesh is the finest among men. Gilgamesh, the most glorious of fellows. Gilgamesh made merry in his palace. At night the men lay asleep on their beds, and Enkidu, as he slept, was having a dream. Enkidu rose to relate the dream, saying to his friend,